Hey, Lloyd.
Oh.
Could we,
I was just going over my lines.
Can we get a brief interview with you?
Sure, of course. How can I be of help?
Sorry, threw me off. Can you tell us how it feels to be in Buffalo after shooting Poltergeist here?
I love Buffalo. We made a little movie called Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. As everyone knows, Poultrygeist was a shot-by-shot remake of another hilarious gore classic, Schindler's List. I had the privilege of coming back here a little while ago for the big opening of Poultrygeist here in Buffalo thanks to Tracy Janis, who actually got engaged on the set of Poultrygeist. So many things have happened for me here, and Poultrygeist played at the Dipson Cinema in Buffalo, and it was really great. Now, how lucky am I to be here to have a small part in Greg's movie, Slime City Massacre.
And what is your part in the movie?
My part in Slime City Massacre is a fromage to the 80s, because Greg says that I and the Toxic Avenger and Class of Nukem High and the other Troma masterpieces are very symbolic and emblematic and iconic of the 80s. But of course, I am still making movies in the 2000s. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, goes on to be even worse than the movies I made in the 80s.
Why do you do the cameos in these small films?
Well, Michael Herz and I have been partners for 35 years. This is the 35th year of Troma, and once we got the company established, we felt very, very seriously that independent art is under assault due to the consolidation of the communications industry. The media has become vertically integrated. Rupert Murdoch owns just about everything we read, see, hear, and Michael Herz and I felt we should do everything we can to protect, nurture, and encourage independent cinema.
You got to sleep in Debbie Rashawn's bed last night. How was that?
Last night I had the pleasure of sleeping in Debbie Rashawn's bed, and let me tell you, I was very disappointed that the sheets were washed. I was told before I came that the sheets would not be washed, but I could imagine when I was all alone in my room and Madeline wasn't there with me. When I was all alone in my room and I was fantasizing that the sheets were not washed and that all of the Debbie Rashawn magic was still in those sheets.
Can you tell us your thoughts about Greg Lamberson, the director?
Well, as a gay married man, let me tell you that Greg Lamberson is he's an 80s guy, although he's much younger than I. And certainly Slime City Massacre, I've read one of his novels, and I think he is a total filmmaker. He's doing it for one reason and one reason alone, and that's that he loves filmmaking. He is not in this business to be Steven Spielberg or to have a big house or hookers or cocaine or whatever. He have his name in the People magazine. He like Troma and many of the filmmakers that I like to hang out with. Greg is totally film crazy and loves movies and is a true artist, and that's really what Debbie Rashawn and I, we want to be with those kinds of people.
Any closing statements before we sign off?
Well, I think that Buffalo is a great place to make film, and I'm currently just starting to figure out the beginning, middle, and end of the Toxic Avenger Part 5, and I think Buffalo would be the first place I'd go and look for locations. I think Buffalo would be my first choice. I don't know that I could shoot here, but I would certainly, Buffalo would come to mind as the number one filming place before I checked out any other locations. And I, again, congratulate Greg Lamberson and his wonderful team. It's a pleasure, and clearly the people like him. I see everybody on the set appreciates what Greg is doing and likes him, which is very different from the set of Poultrygeist Night of the Chicken Dead, where everybody not only hated me, but constantly made fun of me and humiliated me. And if you want to see that, check out Poultry in Motion, Truth is Stranger Than Chicken, which is a feature-length documentary which was made by a number of cameras that were filming me, and it was totally unauthorized. But if you get the Poultrygeist DVD, you can see that documentary, and it's very, very instructional. And I hope that people are recording Greg's behind the scenes here, because I think that will be a very good filmmaking, kind of like film school in a box.
Well, thank you very much for talking.
And thank you to Greg Lamberson and the wonderful team that is here in Buffalo, New York. And I would also like to thank the great New York State Film Commissioner, Pat Swinney Kaufman, who has, thanks to her, Greg will be receiving about 33% of his budget back in cash. So he spent whatever. If he spent $10 in New York State, $3 will come back in your hand as cash, which he can then use to go to the Cannes Film Festival and get some hookers for Lloyd Kaufman.